You know, sometimes you come across a simple children's poem, something about a crow, and you think, that's cute. But what if I told you that hidden inside its simple rhymes is a really sophisticated blueprint for teaching empathy, language, and creativity? Well, today we're going to decode how this one short text becomes this powerful tool for shaping young minds. Let's dive in.
The story kicks off with something we can all relate to, right? A character who feels like they're not enough. The crow's simple wish to be beautiful isn't just a starting point for the plot. It's the emotional hook that makes the whole lesson so accessible and, immediately relatable for a kid.
All right, so this first part is all about the crow's journey. We're going to look at how he tries to solve his problem by changing how he looks, and, well, the pretty surprising reaction he gets from everyone else.
So he spots these amazing, vibrant peacock feathers and has this big aha moment. He thinks if he just gathers them up and wears them, problem solved. And this is where we see a classic childhood lesson taking shape. That idea that what we look like on the outside can somehow change who we are on the inside.
And here's the twist. You've got this huge clash in how everyone sees this situation. In his own head, the crow is looking at this brand new, beautiful version of himself. But his friends, they see something totally different. They're not impressed, they're just confused. They see a friend who's trying to be something he's not, completely missing what made him great in the first place.
And boom, there it is, the emotional heart of the story. The other crows deliver the core message in just a few simple words. It completely reframes the whole problem, doesn't it? The goal isn't to become beautiful. It's about being loved for who you already are. It teaches that your real value isn't something you add on. It's something that's seen and appreciated by the people who really care about you.
But wait, the story itself? That's really only half of it. Now we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the teacher's notes that go along with this chapter. This is where we uncover the real purpose of the poem.
Before we jump into those notes, let's just quickly talk about this term, pedagogical intent. I know, it sounds a little academic, but all it really means is the why behind the what. It's the deliberate goal a teacher or a textbook has for a lesson, often using a simple story to teach much more complex ideas.
And here is that intent, laid out plain and simple for the teacher. The story of the black crow and the colorful feathers, it's a direct metaphor for skin tones. The goal is to teach children that beauty isn't about whether you're fair or dark. It's about your character, your kindness, your inner qualities. It's just a brilliant way to tackle a really profound social lesson.
And the curriculum gets even more specific about it. The poem is basically a jumping-off point for these three key goals: helping kids understand and appreciate diversity, celebrating what makes everyone unique, and, this part is so important, getting them to actually practice talking about the good things they see in their friends. This is social emotional learning in action, right here.
Okay, so we've got the social lesson down, but this chapter is doing double duty. It's also a total powerhouse for building fundamental language skills. It's not just teaching a moral, it's systematically teaching kids how to read, understand, and use words. First up, vocabulary. The story isn't just telling a story, it's cleverly weaving in these essential words. So kids learn concrete things like feather and peacock, but also more abstract ideas like beautiful and fool, all inside a story that actually makes the words memorable.
Then it gets a little more technical, a little more hands-on, with phonological awareness. The textbook actually tells the teacher to have kids break words down into syllables. So you listen, beau, tea, full. Then you clap it out. That physical act of clapping helps kids feel the rhythm of language. It shows them that big, scary words are really just made of smaller, easy-to-handle sounds.
The lesson on sounds keeps going with this really clever rhyming puzzle. Kids get a word like grow and have to match it with the rhyming bird name crow. This isn't just a fun little game. It reinforces the new vocabulary while training their ears to pick up on sound patterns, which is an absolutely crucial skill for learning to read well.
So, we've covered the social lesson and the language lesson, but the chapter doesn't stop there. The final piece of this whole puzzle is about getting kids to connect with the material in a creative and personal way.
The book asks this super simple but really powerful open-ended question. What do you like about the crow? This prompts kids to go beyond just understanding the plot and start forming their own opinions. It's all about empathy and personal reflection. So I'll ask you, what do you like about him? His ambition? Maybe his humility at the end?
And this is where the learning shifts from just taking information in to actually making something with it. See, it's not enough to just read the story. Now students are asked to create from it.
By drawing their own birds and building their own sentences, they really take ownership of the ideas and the language.
Check out this sentence-building grid. It's basically like Legos for language. A kid can pick one word from each column, like I will go to a park, and snap together a perfectly good sentence. This is such a brilliant way to teach the rules of grammar and sentence structure in a way that's simple, fun, and really builds their confidence.
So, let's zoom out for a second and pull all these threads together. What have we really learned from this one short poem about a crow?
This chart really says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just a reading lesson. It's a complete, holistic experience. It puts just as much importance on social and emotional skills as it does on literacy, and then it ties it all together with creativity. The goal isn't just to teach a kid how to read, it's to educate the whole child.
And that's the big takeaway. What looks like a simple little poem is actually an incredibly efficient and sophisticated educational tool. In just a handful of pages, it masterfully weaves together lessons on self-worth, diversity, vocabulary, phonics, grammar, and artistic expression, all at once.
Which leaves us with a final question to think about. When is a children's story more than just a story? Well, as we've seen here, it's when every single rhyme, every character, and every little exercise is deliberately designed to build not just a better reader, but a better person. So next time you pick up a children's book, don't just read the words, look for the blueprint.